Hello and welcome to the second video of this course. Alright, so in this video we're gonna focus on finding a 3D model and exporting that 3D model in a way that we can use it later to recreate it as a build in Minecraft. What I like to do is either usually scan through CG Trader or Sketchfab. You can also find some good stuff in DeviantArt and ArtStation, but mainly when it comes down to 3D models, this is what I search for. I'm just gonna guide you through my process, which is actually quite tedious at times. And what I'm going to do is search for something that I would like to actually create in Minecraft. I'm gonna select 3 over here. Often you'll see that they are STLs, but really what we're searching for is a format which is either OBJ or Blender. They both work. But if you do want to pose the character in any way you want, or if you have your own character, your own 3D character, you can also use that. Nonetheless, I found this bad boy, alright, and I downloaded it as a GLTF, and I extracted this file by right-clicking and going to extract all. And then, here you can see we have the GLTF, which means we're going to open Blender, link down below. And for now we're going to select everything, click X delete, go over to file, import, and we're gonna import the GLTF. Here we have the GLTF, we click import, and here it is. I am going to go to the texture tab, and in theory we could add bones and post this, but it's a little bit more complicated, so feel free to skip this part if you just wanna download the 3D model and get started right away with the export. For starters, we are gonna click Shift and A, and we are going to add an armature. Gonna make it a single bone. We're going to go to the bone tab, or armature better set tab. And then we're gonna go under viewport display and place it in front. This way we can see where we have the bone and how it's moving. I'm gonna do Shift A. We're gonna add another bone. Rotate this to the right, and we're gonna get the wings done. In order to pull more bones, I'm just pressing E to extrude so that I can build the right wing followed by the left wing, and then I am gonna go into object mode once I'm done and selecting every armature and pressing Ctrl J to connect them so we don't come across any problems during the rigging process. It's important to also connect the armature in between itself, so that's what we're gonna do next. So we're gonna click on the one bone that we want to connect to the middle and the place where we actually want to connect this. I press Ctrl P and click on keep offset. We're gonna do the same here. We're gonna click the bone and the place where we want it to connect, Ctrl P and keep offset. So now that we have that out of the way, we're going to click the mesh, and then we're gonna press down Shift and we're gonna click the armature. Then I'm gonna press Ctrl P and I'm gonna select with automatic weights. What this does now is that when I click the armature and go into pose mode, it should deform my character accordingly to these bones. There are quite a few issues that you'll come across, like bone hitting. I'll try to leave solutions to those problems down below, but for now I'm just gonna focus on this building and fix the issues that this building has. For starters, when you go into pose mode over here, you're gonna see that a lot of objects just don't come along with the actual bone structure, and in order for me to fix that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into object mode. We're gonna select the armature, shift click and select the object, and now we can do some weight paint. Here it shows exactly what is moving with it and what is not moving with it. The head is all moving with it, but the mouth, for some reason, is not weight painted. what means it's not going to move with it. So we're just gonna paint it red, and the color is also not moving with it for some reason. So we're just going to also paint it red. Here we're gonna select its bone, make sure you only have one bone selected so it doesn't occur to do weird things afterwards. White painting is quite tedious, so you must forgive me if this takes forever. Now I should probably move a little bit more appropriately to the bone. So we're gonna jump back into object mode, and we're gonna select the armature and select pose mode. And now as you see, it moves better, but there's some weight painting that I missed, so it's not moving completely with the character, but just now you could fix it like that. So now that we have everything, we've added the bones, we've done the automatic rigging, and then we've done a little bit of weight painting, whether better or worse work, it doesn't really matter. Let's just kind of ignore the poor weight painting work that I did over there. Once all of that's done, you're still going to come across a problem, and it's if you pose your character, it's not gonna export as the pose that you pose it in. Let me clarify. If you click here the armature, and here under the armature tab, click on rest pose, your character is automatically gonna export in this rest position. So if you wanna export it in the pose position, you're going to go to object mode, click the mesh, and you're going to apply the armature. Alright? And once that armature is applied, we can get down to fixing this problem with the pose. We click the armature, we go into pose mode, select all the bones with A, and then we hit pose, apply pose as rest pose. Boom. Now if you go into rest pose or pose position, it's pretty much the same, and you can do the export without a problem. I am going to export it by going over to File, Export, and click GLB/GLTF. I'm gonna have to leave you in a little bit of a cliffhanger because we are going to turn this beautiful 3D exported model into a building in the next video. Nonetheless, thanks for tuning in and have a good day.